"61 worst things unaware kids did." According to Reddit. Number 61. I found naked pictures of my mother and swapped them for bubblegum. Needless to say, my dad was not pleased when he had to go to 5 houses around my very small town to get them back. Well, bing bong. Number 60. At the customer service counter at the grocery store, I remember crawling under it and finding the discarded gum stuck underneath the counter and sticking some into my mouth. Oh, dear God. I shudder. Hello to Francis, Faith, Banal, Powerful Gonzo, and Linda. Oh shit, I should turn off uTorrent. LOL. That should have stabilized the stream. I apologize. Speaking of stable streams, I hope you've all used the bathroom today, because it's going to be a long list. That was a pretty good thing to say. You should do this for a living. Number 59. Not me, but my older sister needed material to make something. I can't remember when it was, some arts and crafts thing. Anyway, she found my mother's wedding dress and decided it was perfect material, so she cut a big square out of the dress. Luckily, my mother is very, very easygoing and has never cared about material things that much. She was a hippie, and still is, so she was initially annoyed, but pretty much just laughed it off in the end. I apologize for that burp, excuse me. Jesus Christ. Oh my Lord. So Axical808 is all like, "Hey Kyle, thanks for that shout out last video, but spoiler, I'm a lady. Why you spoiling that movie? I haven't seen it yet. Jesus." Rhea says she popping in while making that money. You know, she is a strong, independent woman. Gotta support her family. Pimp Daddy Fat Man says, "What's up? How you doing, Fat Man?" As we continue up this list, we arrive at number 58. I don't think I did it unknowingly, but I killed a lot of ants by molten plastic. How? You just put a stick through a plastic bottle to create a handle, then burn the bottle by a small lighter. Super hot molten plastic will start dripping down like napalm. Oh my God. It kills everything it touches. I did this so many times that after a while it's really hard to find a single fire ant's nest in my local area. You son of a bitch. Or is he a hero because he got rid of the ants? Poor ants. I'm sure they're a very essential part of our delicate ecosystem, and regardless of whether or not we understand their place, doesn't diminish their significance. Oh boy. As we roll up to number 57, ate fertilizer that I found out in the yard because I thought it was candy. Man. Fertilizer that you thought was candy. As we continue up to 56. I was with my mom over at a friend's house. We were out in the barn looking at their chickens. As we were going out, the neighbor guy shut the automatic garage door, and I thought it would be neat to do a sweet James Bond move and slide under the door as it was closing. Long story short, I got stuck under the door, and the guy had to lift it with his hands against the motor so I could slide out. I was a little older than I'd like to admit. Someone says it was last week, wasn't it? It was last week. Number 55. I casually called my mom, or stepmom, a pussy when she asked me to kill a spider for her. I was maybe 7 or 8 at the time. I had been watching Tom and Jerry. I didn't even know what sex was yet. I've never seen my father laugh himself to tears like that. Aw, damn. You pussy. As we continue, number 54. I unknowingly broke my arm when I was 4. My parents had no idea. I didn't complain much, even though it hurt like hell. I wound up carrying my arm around with the other arm. Parents noticed me doing this, but didn't know what to think. The break eventually healed this way, and when I went for a checkup, the doctor informed my parents that I had broken my arm. Oh boy. Someone responds, this is one of the big issues with kids. The little bastards compensate really well. It's why when they have head trauma, we, my family at least, talk about them going off a cliff, because they'll be fine 1 minute, then be time critical, then the next. Dude, did you go off a cliff? What the hell does that mean? Because they'll look fine 1 minute, then be time critical, then next. Fuck me. Fuck me. Number 53. Humped the water jet in a jacuzzi because it felt good. This was before I discovered masturbation. Number 52. My mom came to kiss me goodnight when I was 9 or 10, and my lips were super uncomfortably chapped, so I licked my lips to moisten them. Unfortunately, I licked right as she kissed me, and she thought I tried French kissing her, and she slapped me really hard. I am 34 and haven't told her to this day. Oh my God. The cringe. The cringe. The cringe. Oh my God. Number 51. I broke my parents up. Oh no. I asked my mom if I could have dinner at my Aunt Christie's house again because she cooked my favorite pasta. Turns out, Mom didn't know who Aunt Christie was, which is because she wasn't really my aunt. She was the coworker my dad was sleeping with. A bababooey, an affair, baby. Who is this? Dr. Disrespect's kid? That's a very topical joke. Yeah, in your face, guys. That's just for you, in case we have any weirdo Dr. Disrespect fans in here. I cheated on my wife, man. Because he made a video where he was crying, talking about how he cheated on his wife. Like, it's anybody's fault but his. Like, all that money isn't going to be able to just wash that garbage away. You know what I mean? People too old for that kind of crap where it matters. They're too old for it to still matter, you know? Poor kids, though. The poor kids. So, yeah, he didn't break up the parents. The infidelity and then the coming out of that infidelity is what broke apart that union. Number 50. The worst one was taking my mother's personal massager, to school for show and tell, as I was a fairly literal child, and that's what it said on the packaging. It wasn't obviously a marital aid, as it was one of the more bullet options. However, my at the time female teacher knew exactly what that was and took it away from me and called my mother to let her know as delicately as possible what I had taken to skew. It wasn't until I was much older that I realized what I had done. My mother gets a good laugh out of that one, for sure. For sure. Ooh, for sure. LOA Blue in the stream chat asks, why the hell would someone take their kid around the person they're cheating with? Some people don't give a fuck. Please remember that. Some people do not give a fuck. He might have been relieved when it came out that he was having an affair. And to be honest, maybe he was hoping that in some way, if he ended up with... Well, damn, Kevin. Hitting us with that big man fliffy, liffle-de-bliffy $10 donation. Thank you again. Thank you again, Kevin. What a badass Kevin is. Kevin. But yeah, no, my point is maybe if he ended up with like, that's, in the guy's mind, it could have been like where this is just going to happen. This isn't just an affair. This is who he is going to transition into a relationship with when he's done with this other hoe. So, you know, might as well get the kid used to him now, you know what I'm talking about? Oh boy. Ari G says, Kyle, when I was a little kid, I took my parents' cock ring and used it as a collar for my stuffed dog. Okay. Alrighty then, man. I don't get cock rings. I don't understand them. Number 49. I was a little, or not a little, but I was little, and we were at my grandpa's funeral. Being only 6 or 7, I hardly understood what it meant for him to be dead, especially considering it was an open casket. In my mind, everyone was walking up to him and saying goodbye, and he was sleeping like when we saw him in the hospital. Little did I know. So when it was finally my turn to go up, my mom asked me if I was sure I wanted to see him. I said of course, and I ran up to my grandpa and yelled out, "Grandpa," just like I did when we would go over and visit. It wasn't until he didn't reply and I felt his freezing cold, clammy hands that I realized why people were crying. He was dead. Number 48. When I was around 6 or 7, we went to Palm Springs on some vacation. This was in 98, 99, when Pokemon was huge. Mom wanted to do some American shopping and took me to a mall. One of the stores we went to was a bookstore. Well, I was in luck. In this store, they were selling the Pokemon Handbook that included Mew and Togepi, which the original handbook didn't have. I showed it to my mom and begged her to buy it. However, considering I already had the original book, she said no. I was sad, but continued to look through it, and then we left the store and began doing window shopping on our way to the rental car. The parking lot was all the way on the other side of the mall. When we finally got there, I tried to open the car door, but I noticed that I couldn't. There was a book in my hand. I turned to my mom and showed her my accidental thievery. She looked at the book, then looked across the parking lot at the mall. Mom decided it was too far to walk. I got my stupid Pokemon book and became the first successful thief in my family. Or so you thought, bro. Accidental for sure. Gotta catch 'em all. Yeah. Number 47. I told all of my friends I wanted to be a prostitute when I grew up. Prosecutor. The word is prosecutor. What's the difference? Number 46. My uncle and his new wife came over to visit late one night when I was about 6. I was supposed to be in bed so the adults could enjoy visiting, but I was determined to stay up and see just what was going on, so I asked my mom in front of everyone if I could have a snack before bed, even though I'd never had bedtime snacks. My mom was strict about eating right, so of course she said no and told me to get my ass up to that fucking bed, and I decided to make a scene and lay on the floor begging for food, saying that I hadn't eaten in ages, that I was starving, and asked for just one raisin. My new aunt watched horrified as my mom stayed firm and dragged me back to bed as I fake cried and begged her not to beat me. You a badass little motherfucker. I was a very skinny child due to illness, so my aunt probably thought I really was being abused, but the truth is that I had good parents. I was just a little shit sometimes. Sometimes, I'm sure. More like all the times. Pluto Hughes? As we continue to number 45, my mom was ironing clothes. She left the iron unattended for like 2 fucking seconds. My then 3-year-old self thought, hey, well, if it isn't carne estrada burrito, donating $2.47 to totally fuck up how round the number of the donations are. But you know what? That's fine. I love you, and I love all of you that are here. Well, if it isn't the Sedasia, hello, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. As we continue with this damn story, though, my mom was ironing clothes and she left the iron unattended for like 2 seconds. My then 3-year-old self thought, hey, this should fix the wrinkly skin on my fingers, and ironed my own hand. 3rd-degree burns. I still have the scars. When I was 6, I was super excited.
Just got my first shiny Pokemon. Clap for me.
Yeah, claps for you. Unless it's a Magikarp, I don't care though. Ooh, I didn't mean to go that far. Thank you for your $4 donation. You're a hero and a saint. You guys are amazing, and I love you in a way that you'll never really understand. You follow me into my dreams. But at the same time, the only shiny I'm trying to get is a Magikarp. The first Magikarp shiny that I ever got was really, really weak. And the Gyarados was like under 100,000 CP or something. It was a fucking nightmare. But as we continue to the second story in this one entry, when I was 6, I was super excited about my scissors. Went around the house cutting shit. Okay. Then I started cutting electrical cables. You little motherfucker. Until one was from a lamp that was on. Not fun. Melted my scissors. You are lucky to be alive, you little bastard. Iron in your own hand and cutting cables with scissors. You really can't childproof a house. That's the scary part about kids, is you can really not fully childproof a house. My God. I was 5 years old. My cousin had a very chunky, full-bodied friend. Not fat. Oh, he was into him. If it's not fat, you know what I mean? Chunky, full body. She looked big and muscular and had short hair. So when they introduced me to her, I asked, why is this man wearing a dress and has a girl's name? It was her birthday, and all of her family and friends heard. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'll tell you what though. Once I heard a story from a friend of mine about how she went into the girls' bathroom and these bitches stopped her and were like, this is the girls' bathroom? And even though I know she's grown past it, that's the kind of thing that follows you for your life, man. That is so cold. That is so rude. I love that he edits the post to say, no, guys, my name is not Kevin. Because, yeah, this sounds like a Kevin story. God damn. Oh, Kevin, you gonna make it someday. Kevin got the angels encamped around him to make sure that he can live to Kevin another day. Number 44. You all right there, Kyle? You need something to drink? As Kyle looked around the desk and into the area that he was immediately seated, he saw that there was nothing to drink. So getting together as much saliva as he could, he just swallowed that. And hopefully it'll be enough to make it through a list. You know somebody right now is going, ew, saliva. Like they're not, it's not in their mouth right now. Get over yourself, you prick. If somebody just said ew to the thought of saliva, you want mine in your mouth, but you're not going to get it. I'm kidding. Am I kidding? I don't know. Hope everybody's all right today. Love you. Number 44. Every Christmas, I'm haunted by one year when I was 8 that I begged to spend Christmas Eve at my maternal grandparents' house. My aunt and uncle are 1 year older and 2 years younger than me, respectively, so their house was fun. My dad paid for me to fly from Florida to Missouri to spend the holiday with him, just for me to want to be with my grandparents. As a mom now, I know that probably gutted him. He passed away 10 years ago, so I can't even make it up to him now. Oh boy. Number 43. There used to be a small hole about 1.5 inches above the socket. Every time we'd get sent to our bedroom for punishment, we'd piss into the small hole above the socket and knock out the electricity in the whole house to punish him. Y'all are some bad motherfuckers. Somebody responds, I'm curious on how this was first discovered. And someone else responds, sometimes you gotta pee in every hole you find. Well, not every hole, okay? Some girls don't like that. But some girls do. Now look at the camera. Yeah. As we continue up to number 42, I dry humped the sofa while my parents watched in silent horror. I thought I was the first person to discover that rubbing my penis felt good. Many pieces of furniture fell victim to my testing. I discovered that the sofa was best, and I had to show my parents. I couldn't keep this to myself. I told them to come to the living room. I had something amazing to show them. I didn't just sexually assault their couch, I was teaching a class on it, offering to let my dad have a go. They just stood there. It haunts me to this day. I have never asked them about it. They must have thought they were raising a sexual predator. My name is Harvey Weinstein. I'm kidding. It's Kevin Spacey. I'm kidding. He said couch, not a little boy. Oh, motherfucker. Woo. It's enough. You're an idiot. You're such an idiot. Just gonna save it. Come on, save that for later. Can you save it for later? Oh boy. Number 41. I like that people are asking, what was your first Pokemon game? Mine was Emerald. You stupid ass young fuck motherfuckers. My first Pokemon was the first Pokemon. Pokemon Red and Blue. I played both of them. Both of them, homie. Y'all niggas don't know shit about that. Don't know shit about that. Number 41. There were stray cats hanging around our house that had kittens. Me and my brother desperately wanted to keep one, but of course my parents said no. So we grabbed one and hid it in the barbecue, which had a lid on it, and it suffocated. And we got in trouble. That was over 35 years ago, and I still feel awful about it. Meow, 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 meow. That's not funny. That's pretty dark, Kyle. I'm sorry. That's pretty dark. That's pretty dark. I'm so sorry. Ria Monte says her partner says Pokemon Yellow is where it's at. I really like when she says the word partner, because it's like she doesn't want to name whatever lady that she's in a union with. That's what they call it, instead of just being in a relationship, because they gotta be very, they gotta go to the next level with what the fuck Rhea and her big milk-filled mom boobs. She's got a family to support, and we respect her. She's a strong, independent woman who no need no man, but she could use a lady. Number 40. I decided I wanted to burn trash in the middle of Texas summer, so my dumb little ass did just that. I threw some cardboard boxes and shit into this barrel on my property that we always had, figuring it would be contained, I poured some lighter fluid in there from my dad's grill, lit a match, and boom, up it went. My weird child obsession with fire was drenched until the damn fire just jumped out of the barrel and started racing towards the pine woods. It was around Huffman, Texas, and there were lots of pine trees. There was apparently a raccoon in there I doused with lighter fluid and set on fire under the trash I was trying to burn. Well, I ended up burning a good portion of the trees behind my house before the firefighters came. Thankfully, it wasn't that bad, and our house didn't burn down, but it was the scariest moment of my life. I didn't think I ever burned anything again. My heart was broken. I cried for days. I felt so damn bad for a raccoon. I told my mom I betrayed Steve Irwin because I hurt an animal really bad. I'm pretty sure I started writing a letter to apologize, but I was afraid he wouldn't forgive me, so I pussed out. I'm sorry, Steve Irwin. I'm so sorry. Can you imagine, like, you just pouring some lighter fluid into a barrel and then lighting that bitch on fire, and you see a little raccoon like, oh shit, oh goddamn, it's running around because you lit it on fire. That's fucked up. I mean, it's funny in like a cartoon way if you picture it, but it's pretty rude, and it's because it actually happened. Oh geez. Oh boy. Oh my god. Stack Cheddar says, Kyle, what's good with you running more COD, bruh? I don't know. I'm pretty sure there's only like 6 people that would watch me play more Call of Duty. I'm in the midst of trying to get Legend of Zelda because I feel like that's a more happy-go-lucky experience that people would be down for me playing. And people would be down for me doing a Hat in Time stream, and I need to get the dicks out of my ears and do that as opposed to just, living that life. But as we continue this list, number 39, taunted my sister into peeing on me. She actually did it. Somebody said they went through OP's comment history like a stalker, and here go the backstory though. Now this is what I'm talking about. I kept making fun of my sister because she wasn't able to control her pee stream like a boy could. She taught herself how to control it enough to pee in my face in the bath. Oh my god. Thank you, Susie Advise. Can you advise me on how best to check you for breast cancer? That was really stupid. But I've got to work on being able to come up with shit faster. So I guess you guys are the unwilling participants in the torture that is me learning to comedy faster. Number 38, I put a can of Miller Lite in my Pikachu lunchbox. Man, it's just like Pokemon are everywhere we look, man. It's coming from all sides. Can I catch a ball, bitch? I'm like, okay, look. I put a can Miller Lite in my Pikachu lunchbox in 2nd grade because I wanted to be cool kid at the lunch table and impress my friends. Oh, hi, Mark. Unfortunately, my mom saw how shady I was acting, protecting my lunchbox. And ended up opening it. She was livid. Till this day, she still brings it up. It's basically the go-to story when I bring someone new to the house. This one time he tried to take Miller Lite to school in the 2nd grade. I can't imagine how cute a little 2nd grade faggot would be. Literally just like super conspicuous, like guarding his lunchbox like fucking Smeagol in Lord of the Rings, like, oh my precious, no, I'm just going to school, I'm just going. And you know how like little kids, they have something in their hands and they twist their whole body away from you, like, nothing. Oh my god. Master Momo says, I'd love to watch you play Breath of the Wild, Kyle. That's the idea. So when I get it working, oh boy, we're all going to be twerking as we watch some Breath of the Wild. Dr. Scamp says, Kyle, could you stream something from the Switch like Splatoon 2? I don't own a Switch, brah. I'm so sorry. If I owned a Switch, you guys would probably be up to your eyeballs in me playing that stupid ass Mario game. I'm not going to lie to you. Give me a second here. Just see what's going on here. Give me 1 second. Here's the thing, folks. I just don't think it's worth $400 at this time. I'm the type of guy that can wait. So, hopefully I don't die. And then we'll be able to kick it into overdrive. As we roll up to number 37 on the list of 61 worst things that unaware kids did. It reads as follows. I made fun of a kid with cerebral palsy using canes to walk. I thought they were just walking funny on purpose and didn't know that they were actually handicapped. I still cringe about it when I think about it. And how the teacher told me to stop and explained why that was wrong. Ugh. Oh my god. Oh my god. Number 36. Hey, look. This is the last time I'm going to say this. Y'all should be very careful about talking this kind of shit online. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not saying that there may even be much to spoil or anything. I'm just saying people be really careful. As long as we keep it out of everybody's Well, what am I trying to do? Keep Star Wars off of people's minds. Might as well be keeping Pokemon out of people's minds. You know what I mean? Number 36, my grandparents used to have a timeshare condo in Florida. Basically an old person's community. My mom took me there when I was about 5 or 6, and I would sit on the balcony and just shout, "Hey, you're really old!" at all the people that walked by. I've never been to Florida since. Well, there you go. There you go. Number 35. This question comes at just the right time of year. In kindergarten? Why, thank you, Master Momo, for that dollar donation. Look at them coins bouncing around in there. Good Lord. Number 35. This question comes at just the right time of year. In kindergarten, I was this asshole kid who blew the whistle on Santa Claus. I thought I was doing everyone a service, but several children cried, and my mom had to walk to my teacher at pickup time because I basically talked back when I was asked to apologize. My mom was so embarrassed. The icing on the cake was when my mom told me in front of my teacher that I would in fact apologize to the class, and I said, "Dad says I shouldn't say sorry unless I really mean it, and I don't think I should say sorry for telling the truth." I don't even remember this, but my mom tells the story all the time because I never apologized. Same teacher put me in timeout because I said the pledge in a funny voice. I don't think we were on good terms. What you mean blow the whistle on Santa Claus? Oh, he exposed, I guess, Santa Claus not being real to a whole bunch of dumbass little kids. What do you mean he's not real? I can't believe he's not real. I'm a little kid. Little kid ain't got nothing to fucking grasp onto. Number 34. The first day I moved into my new house at 6 years old, I was meeting the new neighbor boy who was a couple years older than me. We were out in his driveway talking about stuff when his mom walked out, and for whatever reason, I instinctively smacked her ass as she walked by. My parents still bring up how embarrassing that was for her to come over and tell them what happened. What's wrong with y'all? Somebody said, you reminded me how in daycare when I was around 4, a lady that worked there walked by and I said in a really stupid flirting voice, "Hey, baby." My parents still make fun of me for that. You little motherfucker. Number 33. Not me, but my brother, 20 years older than me, as a kid, was house sitting for someone when he was like 7 years old. Taking care of dogs, cats, fish, and a hamster or two. He spilled something on a hamster, Kool-Aid I think, and he gave it a bath, then tried to dry it off in the microwave so the family wouldn't know. To his credit, the hamster was dry.
If you stream Zelda Wind Waker, please.
Hell nah, Dr. Scam. I love you, man. How the hell I'm going to figure that out? I have to download emulators and make that work. Bro. Zelda Breath of the Wild is on the table and we can probably make that work. And you're asking me to go back in time on this corny little kid Zelda bullshit. I admire and love you for your contribution, and I respect that you want me to get my dick wet in some Wind Waker, but you know, we've been there, done that. We want new experiences, man. You know what I'm downloading? Okami HD. That might as well be the same, you know? You'll enjoy that, Dr. Scam, won't you? Won't you, Doctor? Come here. You'll enjoy it. So here we go. Number 32. Backstory. I got a really bad burn on my arm while my dad was taking tea out of the microwave. I thought it would be really funny to slam the door on him while he was grabbing it. The result was a huge and bad burn on my arm. Cut to a while later, my arm was almost healed, but you could still see the burn spots. I hit my head on a table and cut it open. My mom brings me to the hospital to get stitches. Right when they are done stitching up my head, I say this conversation to the doctor. "Oh, the other owie is almost gone." The doctor says, "What other owie?" "Me, from when my daddy poured hot tea on me." That resulted in a very awkward conversation between my mother and the doctor almost calling Child Protective Services. Motherfucker kids. Motherfucker kids, baby. Motherfucking kids. You know what I'm talking about? Kids gonna get you locked up. Them kids gonna get you locked up. Don't touch them kids. Number 31. Was about 3 or 4 years old, walking with my family at a massively busy mall, saw a little person, and yelled out loud to my mom, thinking it was harmless, "Look, mommy, a midget!" Needless to say, my family was a little more than embarrassed. Okay. As we continue to number 30, I was 5 and my brother was 8. Oh yeah? I showed him where our mom was keeping the Christmas presents and told him it was okay to look. I promptly ran out and told on him. For what he tells me, the worst part was that my mom just tossed him his toy he wanted after she yelled at him. Oh. Someone said my sister did this to me one year. She's like, "We can look, it's okay." Holy shit, it was not. And then told on your ass. It's better to learn early that your brothers and sisters are snitches, you know what I mean? So you can issue out them stitches. Number 29. I tripped on a waitress carrying dishes. Or no, he tripped a waitress carrying dishes by leaving. Oh, it's not that bad. Well, I don't know. It's not as bad as deliberately putting your foot out under the bitch, you know what I mean? Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. I tripped a waitress carrying dishes by leaving a crayon on the ground. But my dad may have been lying to teach me a lesson about not leaving crayons on the ground in the restaurant. That sounds like Kyle. What an opportunity, you know what I mean? You little motherfucker, you did that. What do you mean, Dad? You did that. You see these crayons on the ground? You see these crayons on the ground? You did that. I haven't even been coloring. What are you talking? These are other kids' crayons, Dad. These are other kids' crayons, Dad. You know I have a problem with anxiety. We need to go home, Dad. I can't breathe. I can't breathe, Dad. I'm sorry. Making myself laugh is getting out of control. Let me try to number 28. This might be my moment. Or maybe I'm too late. But oh well. I love this story. So now we get to the actual fucking story part, you son of a bitch. When I was 5 or 6, I went to a Children's World daycare center. Daycare? I had a giant jar of pennies that I and my family had saved. I took it to the daycare with me. There was a gumball machine, and it cost 1 penny to get a gumball. This meant I had power. People wanted my pennies, and I quickly learned that I could get the things that I wanted in exchange for the pennies. It turned out what I wanted was to see what the girls in the daycare had under their pants. I'd give a penny. We'd go under the jungle gym. They'd pull their pants down and expose themselves. I'd usually pull my pants down for comparison. This must have gone for a couple of weeks, but I was eventually caught and sent to a child counselor. Too long didn't read. I was just a little boy. Turned little girls into penny whores. Please don't put me on a list. I was just a little boy.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just a little boy. You better pull them pants down, bitch. Hey, you tell on me, bitch. You ain't gonna see no more of these pennies. If you want this to continue, just do what I'm fucking telling you to do. Alright, I'll give you 2 pennies, but you gotta bend it over under the jungle gym.
What the fuck? What the fuck? Number 27. When I was little, I overheard my mom saying how my aunt chewed with her mouth open. Sometime later, my aunt was in the car with my mom, myself, and my sister, and I proudly yell out that my mom says that she chews with her mouth open. It was a terribly awkward, and I'm glad I can only remember fragments of it. Another time I came home from school crying, and in front of my mother and grandmother told my mom how at school everyone else has a great grandmother, but I have a mean one. Didn't understand the concept, and we laugh about it constantly now. Get it? Great grandmother, but I only have a mean one. Everybody else has a great grandmother, but I only have a mean grandmother. Oh my fucking God. Number 26 here, man. When we were both 8 years old, I gave my cousin a corncob pipe that I found in a drawer in the garage, and he put lawn clippings in it and smoked it, and had to be rushed to the hospital. Huh. Apparently my aunt and uncle had just chemically treated the lawn, and he smoked a whole bunch of nasty pesticides and herbicides. I bet he was high as fuck. Or he might end up low as fuck, you know what I mean? Underneath the ground, talking about 6 feet under, talking about pushing up daisies, talking about swimming with the fish, but in the dirt, you know what I'm talking about at an open casket funeral, and his 8-year-old friend is there, but he don't understand that he actually dead, so he ran up and he like, hey, what's going on, man? And then he felt the cold clamminess of the hands, talking about number 25. According to my mom, I stole a shit ton of things from Best Buy and got away with it because I was a tiny toddler who couldn't reach the detectors. Damn. So you could get under the detectors, huh? Man, stealing back in the day. Am I right? No, I'm kidding. Somebody said, did your mom return the stuff? And then he says, most of it. She didn't realize it until we were home. Unbelievable. Number 24. Played with a used condom I found at the river. I thought it was a balloon. A lot of little boys must have this fucking realization. Jesus Christ. But putting it to their lips, that's the scariest part. Somebody says, when my brother was 6 or 7 years old, he used to clean up garbage he found at recess. It was kind of cute, and the teacher told him it was very nice of him. One day he came inside and showed the teacher a balloon he had found. The teacher asked him not to clean up the playground after that. Somebody asked, why were there balloons, you know, quote unquote balloons, strewn about at your school? Well, because some of these hoes are willing to do a lot of things for 2 and 3 pennies. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, girls, if y'all want some pennies, I got you. Number 23. I messed up 2 computer monitors back in after school daycare in kindergarten. There were these magnet toys that were laying around, and for some reason I had put it up to the monitor and thought it was cool how they made rainbow colors on the monitor. Me and a friend continued to do it until we both got yelled at, and that's all I can remember. I don't remember what happened after that, but I'm pretty sure they stopped putting out the magnets. Foolish children, how could they be made to understand? They're nothing but little ignorant dick burgers. Children, the dick burgers of the world. Number 22. I had a habit of storing entire phone conversations between my mother and her mother in my head. I was little and she'd just talk in front of me and assume I wasn't listening. Now, to be fair, I was very little, okay? Well, I heard her laughing about how she had a crush on her coworker and grabbed their ass. I guess it was an ongoing joke looking back at it. My dad would play with our basset hound by kind of grabbing his thigh, and he'd reach around to grab my dad's hand. And then my dad would grab the other side, etc. So I was watching him do this, laughing, and then that's like what mom did to Jason. Oh shit. My ears are still ringing. Now both my parents were assholes to each other, rampant infidelity, the works. Oh no. And they're both assholes to everyone now that they're divorced, so I don't feel as bad, but still. Well, son of a bitch. Rhea says she got to go back to work. You know what I mean? When I say work, yeah. Work. Okay. Number 21. I was about 7 when I made an enemy of my next door neighbor. I still don't see it as my fault that he had side chicks and side children, and I didn't understand shit about that. When one of his assorted children came to play, I was like, I was playing with your brother a week ago. And he's like, what brother? And he's like, oh, you know, the one your dad has with that other lady. Book smart, street dumb. That was me. Everybody's street dumb. Y'all know shit about the streets, about the real world, about how the people with the money can buy that justice. Y'all can't afford justice, baby. So you better stay inside. Stay indoors, man. Mind your own business. And hope that the government don't give enough of a fuck to come knocking. You know what I mean? Number 20. I called out my 2 cousins who were brother and sister for being girlfriend and boyfriend because I saw them kissing and touching each other. This caused us to miss a few family holidays as things blew over. Edit. Yes, I saw them kissing. Also, the male cousin admitted that they had touched each other. We were in the 10 to 12-year-old range at that point. No, we're not from Alabama. Alabama. Yes, now they're in their 30s and married and normal, not married to each other. I'm glad he clarified that. I am glad he clarified that. Number 19. I was at a birthday party age 7, and there was this orange air freshener that smelled so good. I mean, so good. So I sprayed it all over myself, and then I smelled really good. So all the kids started spraying it on themselves. Not 20 minutes later, all of us are crying and screaming because our skin is burning and turning red. There was something very irritating in the air freshener. I was thinking that it was something that you guys could actually huff and wasn't air freshener at all. You know what I mean? Like a varnish or something. These guys are just like, wow, this smells so great. Put it on your skin, guys. Yeah. Wow, this shit smells good. Oh my God, I need to sit down. Damn. Wow. Oh man, it smells so good. It's like This little kid's getting tore up, you know what I mean? Doing some irreversible brain damage. Number 18, jumped into soft pink fiberglass insulation. That insulation. I was supposed to go to Chick-fil-A. I just love my subscribers so much. Wow. Number 17. When my cousin and I were around 5 to 6 years old, we got hooked on this amazing hot chocolate at this hotel. The hotel had a bar in the middle of the pool so you can drink it while you're sitting in the water, which made it even cooler. Only if people don't get drunk, you know what I mean? I don't want to share water with other people who are drinking alcohol. Do you get what I'm saying? Gross, okay? I don't know how drunk you getting. I don't know how much you peeing. I don't know. Our parents told us that we couldn't have more. So we went to a random couple and asked them to buy us the hot chocolate. They did. And they babysat us until our parents found us a few hours later. Hours later? Damn. No parents don't give a fuck. We didn't say anything about the hot chocolate since we didn't want to get in trouble, so the couple never got paid back. Looking back, I think they were probably some honeymooning couple, and we forced them to babysit 2 bratty kids. Shit, if I was on a honeymoon with some hoe that I think was dank enough to marry that bitch, best believe that as soon as we got a hold of some bitch-ass kids, we would be calling the police. Hey, look, man. We would literally look at each other and say some shit like, now how many minutes we gonna give this shit before we call the police? And she would probably say, I don't know, man, like 3 minutes. And we would sit there and probably by minute marker 1.5, we would be like, beep, boop, beep. It's funny because that was 3 different tones when calling 911 would be 2 different tones, 1 tone and then 2 of the same tone. So it would probably be like, beep, boop, beep. You know what I'm talking about? But mine was beep, boop, beep. Comedy. Pitch comedy in Kyle streams. You are happy and lucky to be here in the heat of the night. How many syllables can I clap out? How many syllables can I clap out? I'm sorry. Number 16. I took my parents' Coke vial to show and tell at school. Once I found out it was a bad thing, I told my teacher, who kept questioning me on where I got it, and I said that I found it in the sand under the swings at a nearby park. Somebody said, you unknowingly saved your childhood. Oh my God. Holy shit.
So my parents smoke crack. Here go the crack pipe. Questions? Ask me anything.
I want to go back in time and say ask me anything at the end of everything. Number 15. I chopped my sister's finger off in the bathroom. In the bedroom. Ooh, in the bedroom door. I chopped my sister's finger off in the bedroom door. You slammed it on that bitch? My mom told me you always shut it so my sister couldn't get in the room. So I did. Unfortunately, her finger was in the way and it chopped the top of her pinky finger all the way off to the first knuckle. It was pretty gory. No, they didn't reattach it. It got mangled pretty bad. I just texted my sister and told her about her pinky finger's Reddit fame. She's mildly impressed. You took a digit from your sister. Jesus Christ. I love my fingers. What would I do without them? I probably wouldn't be as amazing at every game that I touch. And have to deal with the mediocrity of people around me. If I wasn't so disappointed in the human race, what with their constant demonstrations of lackluster fucking... Number 14. Get it on my head. I put nails under my parents' car tires because I didn't want to go to church. Wake me up when the Sunday ends. If I lay here and wait for y'all to start the car and roll over those nails, we won't have to go to church. But I was in luck because some tires can roll over some nails and they can just go in the tire and the tire will be fine. You know what I'm talking about? Dr. Scam's all like, Kyle, that reminds me when this goth chick was painting a notebook with nail polish at our table in the study hall. No windows, so the fumes lingered. We had a pep rally right after that. It was pretty interesting. That's what he sounds like from now on. You hear me? That's what Dr. Scam sounds like. Here's what Stephen Smith sounds like.
Same thing happened to me, but Ginger survived.
That's stupid. That's pretty weird. Hey, I remember idiot in front of a desk. How are you doing? We should get through this list before I go crazy, because I can feel it. This is why I don't do long lists, because, that ADD starts kicking in. It's just like, it's come, Number 13. When I was a kid, I didn't like the smell of my penis when I peed. So smart-ass 7-year-old me decided to spray perfume in my dick hole, and it hurt so bad. Oh. Somebody said, my daughter sprayed Lysol on her vulva a few days ago. I panicked so bad. Somebody said, ha, 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 ha. That's freaking hilarious. Mine glued her bum to the carpet tiles. Gotta glue ya bum bum. Number 12. I'm actually shaking my head, dude. Kids, dude. Kids. Kids. I accidentally pitchforked my neighbor in the head when I was 7. How do you accidentally do that? The story continues. I was helping her, and she's in her 70s. No, do some gardening, planting flower beds, etc. And we were just finishing up. I and all of my 7-year-old bravado heft the pitchfork over my back to go and put it away and accidentally caught her in the back of the head with it. She ended up going to the hospital needing stitches, but she forgave me. You could have killed that old lady. Somebody said this is something that Dennis the Menace would do, but to the dude, not like not the old lady. That is so sad. We can all see the comic strip, like visualize it. Number 11. Once when I was about 4, I sprayed a man driving by my house on his motorcycle with a water hose. I have no idea why I did it. I just remember that I was playing with the hose and he kept riding by over and over, and I just had an impulse and went with it. He didn't come by after that, obviously. Powerful Gonzo says, Dennis the Menace, you're showing your age. You don't know the difference between your and you are the contraction, so you're showing your age. You little shit. Learn to fucking speak. Or type. But I'm guessing since you don't know how to type, you don't know how to do the either one. So both. Chloe R says, one time I was naked. I'm kidding. Going through those car border points, the guard asked my dad if we had anything to declare. Dad said no, and the passports are handed over. About to leave when I shout, what about all the heroin? We got told to pull off the side and spent 4 hours getting our car stripped of everything. My dad was furious. And I was like, oops, I'm 10. Ladies, come on, man. That shit ain't funny. That shit is not funny. It's not even funny to me because I'm thinking about how mad I would be. 4 hours, you know what I mean? 1 hour is too much. Oh, no. You don't joke about drugs around the cops. My God. Number 10. One time I put a penny in my parents' car cigarette lighter, and it was the 80s, so the lighter sockets were all over the car, including the doors and the back seat. I completely drained the battery within a few hours, and it took the guy at the garage a few days to figure out what was wrong with the electrical system. Kids, man. Kids. Number 9. Look, Mom, chocolate people in Walmart. Somebody else said, apparently I yelled, look, Mom, it's Aladdin. Arabian Nights. Sorry, I had a man with a turban on. She said she was mortified. Okay, that guy's had enough. He's been sipping on something insane. This guy has been sipping on something. What the hell is wrong with that idiot? Number 8. I had a lot of medical issues as a child, and so we had a massive drawer full of my prescription medication. When I was 9 years old, a friend from my school came over to my house. We played for a while before she told me that she had a stomach ache. I, knowing just how to help, gave her some of my medicine for a smaller issue. She got pretty sick, and I got a really long lecture about how we do not give our medications to other people. I still feel bad about that one. Oh no. Faith says, bless you, Kyle. Thank you. I thought I muted the mic for that sneeze. Strange. Well, as we go to number 7, my mom has had severe depression, and I wrote her a poem for Mother's Day when I was 8 that had the line, I love you even though you cry all the time, and I was really proud because I thought it really showed how much I care, and I read it aloud to her. I didn't get the reaction I was expecting. Yeesh, says some other asshole. I used to go around and proudly tell people that you weren't allowed to have parents when you pass a certain age. I think it was 25. I think I was 5 at the time. The weirdest part is my parents were in their 40s and grandparents were still alive. Okay. Number 6, man. Ugh. As a young little shithead, my favorite prank was to lock bathroom stall doors and then crawl underneath them and exit the scene. One time, my parents dragged me to Costco with them. I went to the biggest stall in the back of the bathroom, locked that shit, and scampered away with a grin. I ended up going back to the same Costco the next day because my parents had to return something. I went to the same stall and it was still locked. This time I actually had to take a shit. I crawled under the door only to come face to face with an old guy looking at me like I was from another planet. I recoiled away so hard that I smacked my head on the bottom and of the door and ran from the bathroom like I'd never run in my life. I crack myself up whenever I try to imagine what that guy was thinking when a 9-year-old tried to hijack his toilet. I have a story about one time how Hannah and I went to a Walmart. It wasn't exactly the Walmart that I typically go to, but we were looking for something specific, and we figured that Walmart would have it. Hannah had to use the bathroom pretty bad, so Hannah goes to the bathroom. When she comes out, she tells me about these little bastard kids that were in the bathroom and how they were like sticking their head under the stalls. And boy, did I forget to control my volume when I started audibly talking about how parents need to take care of their damn kids. You know what I mean? Because it's like people make it seem like a lot of people hate kids. We don't hate kids. We hate bad kids, and bad kids are a consequence of parents that can't wrangle these little assholes in. So how bad are you at your fucking parenting job that you got your bitch ass kids skating their fucking ear and face holes under the stall of a bathroom? Like, can you teach them that that's not okay? Like, how long would it take you to teach them that's not okay? Parents, dude. Kids, dude. Blah, dude. Ugh. Anecdote over. Number 5. Alright? Probably not the worst, but the one time I can think of off the top of my head, I lived within a half hour of the US-Canadian border, Canadian side, and back in the 80s and 90s and earlier, a lot of people would go over to the States to buy gas, beer, milk, etc. It was pretty much a Sunday tradition for us. One time when I was maybe 6 or 7, we were over there for the usual load of junk food, and my parents bought me a cap gun. Coming back across the border, the agents ask the usual questions about what we're bringing back. Dad lists off everything except probably a lot of the beer and tobacco because smuggling that stuff was super easy back then. And then we finished, I pipe up in the back seat and say, "And a gun!" Somewhat proud of my new toy. Well, turns out that's a surefire way to get your car searched and your dad busted for smuggling beer. Who'd have known? I think if you have a kid and you're crossing a border and you're not literally making it very apparent to this fucking idiot to shut his fucking mouth, you deserve to be fucked. If you're taking something across a border, dude, you probably shouldn't involve a kid first of all, you know what I mean? And second of all, if you haven't taken this child and said, listen, it is very important that you do not speak. Kids are stupid. Kids are dogs. Kids are little animals, dude. And if you can't express to them the significance or the importance of a situation, you can bribe them. You can Pavlovian condition your way through this fucking scenario and literally say to this kid, if you shut your fucking mouth and don't say anything until we cross that border, you're getting ice cream, you're getting pizza, whatever you want, you're gonna get it, you can stay up late. You know what I mean? You gotta use your fucking brain in this situation. This nigga deserved everything that he got for not issuing the command to this stupid little bitch to shut his damn mouth. It's as simple as that. Because you're legit smuggling at this point. I don't care how many times you've done it and you think you're comfortable. If you're taking your kid, if you're involving your kid in some shit that could potentially get you in trouble for, illegal conduct, you deserve everything you get. Kids are stupid, but not as stupid as his daddy. I guess he really is just his daddy's kid. How about that? Number 4, all right? I don't know if it's the worst, but I ruined my parents' romantic anniversary. Oh. This person's name is private message me tiny dinosaurs. Derp. I was around 7 and I woke up in the middle of the night because my stomach didn't feel well. So I went upstairs to tell my parents. When I opened their door, I remember there were candles, music playing, and when my mom saw me, she immediately pulled a blanket around herself. She asked me what I was doing up, and before I could even finish my sentence, I projectile vomited all over everything. Now that's romance. Now that's romance, okay? Woo! A response says, at least you had a reason. I loved Ninja Turtles when I was 7 and went through a phase where I kicked doors entering every room. Luckily, I have a shit memory or I might be scarred. Little bastards kicking doors in. What the fuck? Number 3. Not me, but my sister. She used the garden hose to put gas in mommy's car. Ugh. Somebody said, that's it. I'm getting a locking gas cap. Shouldn't all of our gas caps not be accessible unless we pull up the little thing in the front? So just keep your doors locked if you're going to have kids that are going to be all over the place. It's so weird, man. Like, kids are too dangerous. If, like, you were going to have a kid, it's, like, so scary, the idea of coming to terms with the fact that you're not going to be able to watch them 100% of the time, because that's when they go get up to that shit that fucking kills them. You know what I'm talking about? It's like a million dangers from here to the car. And, you know, and considering a lot of parents treat their kids like little slaves, it's just like, man, how do you not know that this time that you're telling him to go get the groceries that are left in the car won't be the last time that you ever speak to this kid? All right, here I go. Oh my God, I killed myself. I'm an idiot. I think I'm bleeding. I think I'm bleeding, Mom and Dad. Number 2, I think I'm bleeding, Mom and Dad. I'm sorry. Somebody named Cooper Churchward is like, hello. All right, Cooper. Alright, Cooper. Number 2. I used to spend several weeks out of every summer staying with my aunt and uncle. I got to play with my cousin, and presumably my single father got to take a break. One year, on the day I was due to come home, I called and asked permission to stay another week, and he agreed. After I went home, a family friend told me that they had been at my house the week before for my surprise welcome home party. Dad bought cake, decorated, and barbecued, and this was a man who did not... Well, would you look at that? Kevin again, with a $5 dizzle-nizzle-shin. Dizzle-nizzle-shin indeed. Wait, did we reach the goal? Wow, guys. Wow, guys, I can't believe you guys just effortlessly reached that goal. Give yourselves a round of wow. I love you. Thank you. Wow. Kevin, I think, donated like $15, so that's like pretty much most of the goal right there. That's pretty dank. Thank you again. But to reiterate with this last story, some kid, is spending time away from home, away from his dad, and when he was supposed to go home, he called and asked to stay an extra week. And after he went home, a family friend told him that they'd been at his house the week before for a surprise welcome home party. The dad bought cake, decorated, and barbecued, and this was a man who did not entertain or demonstrate affection. True to the character, he never told me about the party he attempted. That's so sad. And this was in the 80s before cell phones, so rescheduling the party would have been difficult. I was still in high school when he died, so not mature enough to recognize how hard he tried. Well, I didn't mean to get down on the damn list. I apologize, guys. I'd like to thank you all for being here, naturally. Want to thank my sponsors. Look at them. They twirl and shimmy. They shake and ask if I'd like jimmies on my ice cream. Because some people call sprinkles jimmies. Did you know that? Today you learned. I'd like to thank my patrons for being sexually active. You know what I mean? They can tickle my pickle any day because... My God, I'm at the ready whenever I think of my patrons. My God, Kyle. So as we continue and finish this list of 61 worst things unaware kids did, we arrive at number 1. When I was about 8, I asked my dad if we could play the naked man game. My dad, trying not to panic, asked me what it was. I responded, "It's the one we play when the babysitter is over." He then asked me to show him where the naked man game was. So I took him to the closet, opened the door, and pointed to Operation. God damn it. Oh my God. The naked man game. You what? Where? What? How does the game work? My son, please, my son, just tell me how it works. Where, okay, take me.
Oh yeah, it's right over there. We gotta go to the closet where it's nice and dark, Dad.
No, my boy, no, my boy. Oh boy, oh my boy. Oh, Billy Bing Bing Bong. I don't have any foil, so I should go to Walmart. But that's like responsible, you know what I mean? I should be getting some more auditions out. Linda says, much love, Kyle and stream. Hope everyone has a good day. I hope the same of all of you. Thank you all for being here. And hopefully you'll see me again soon. Because I'm going to be trying to set up some things on this computer to really take it through its paces. Because it's about time, It's about time. I needed to mow the backyard. I'm going to do that tomorrow morning first thing. Which means I have to work up at a reasonable time. How about that? I'd like to thank all of you for being here once again, and I'd like to give a special and sexy thank you to none other than my man Kevin. Thank you. Thank you for doing what you do, Kevin. You're a badass. Thank you to Dr. Scam. You'll see me playing Zelda, and I'm sure you'll love it, man. Just give me a chance first. Give me a chance. Want to thank Carne Estrada for his donation as well, and Master Momo. You guys are incredible. I'll see you soon, Sadeja. Hope you have a great night or a great day. Hope everybody's doing really well. Faith, stay amazing. And you guys take it easy. Don't stress. You'll see me soon. I'm just not sure what I should stream in the interim. I'll be back later.